I just wanted to talk about my experience dealing with depression real quick and how I overcame it after dealing with it since I was about to start high school. The more like classic symptoms that I had is frequent and recurring suicidal thoughts. Um, Another one was just the magnification of negative feelings and thoughts. Like I could tell that something would impact me a lot more in a negative way than other people if they were dealing with the same issue. And the last one that I gotta give a shout out to my friend Dre, because she pointed this out to me. I don't even remember how long ago, but I would have like a cycle of maybe every 3 months or so. I would just have an episode where nothing would be, you know, nothing would cause it. It's just all of a sudden I started, having an episode, and whether it lasted days or weeks, I've had a few that lasted a few months. I would have an episode of depression that would hit me bad, where from basically morning to night, I would just feel horrible. I would feel like crying that whole time. I would feel like just this despair, like and anxiety, and that would cause a lot of the suicidal thoughts because I would just want to end it, and you know I've tried to find ways to deal with it, cope with it, and things help, like martial arts, reaching out to people, but these things were just a part of my life I learned to accept and to deal with. I would have suicidal thoughts, but it's just like, okay, I just know I just got to overcome it. Just like I knew, if things were going good in my life, I was happy that that time would pass, right? So I would enjoy it because I know that that would not last forever. I just applied that same principle to the dark times. When I would be dealing with something bad, being in one of those episodes, I would just say, okay, just just survive, just deal with it, because at some point it's gonna pass, right? This isn't gonna last forever. I'm not gonna be feeling this way my entire life. So just learn to kind of be numb and go through the motions and still go to work and still go through things because it's gonna pass. So I dealt with that for probably pretty close to 2 decades. And it wasn't until I did a heroic dose of psilocybin mushrooms that I shed all those things. I don't deal with that anymore. Um, it was quite an impactful experience. I don't know if it was necessarily, what I went through in that trip, which is like a whole story of itself, or just whatever happens chemically in your brain, right? But after a heroic dose of like over 5 grams, I I don't deal with that stuff anymore. Like I don't have suicidal thoughts anymore. Negative feelings aren't magnified the way they used to be, and that cycle has been gone like completely. If I'm ever down, it's because I have a reason to be. Like any other human being. But dealing with depression is a hard thing to explain because you can't see it, right? Like when I had my broken arm, oh, you knew I was fucked up because you could see my cast. Okay, when I had something physical like that, it's easy to deal with in that sense. But when you have something wrong in your head that people around you can't see, that they can't really understand, even those that deal with depression, right, don't deal with the exact same thing you do. They can relate, but it's a hard thing to go through.